Black woman hit with a brick by black man and goes off on black men. Now, to preface this the right way, I want to start off with this. I don't condone any violence against women. I don't care. If a woman walked up, punched me dead in my face, I'm not swinging on her. She threw something at me, I'm not hurting her, anything like that. But to be fair, I'm 6'3", 290 pounds. So it's really not the same. Um, the story that happened was, from what was told first, was that there was this woman who refused to get this man a number, and she basically was hit with a brick in her face, and there were men who did nothing about it. Now, on the surface of it, it was like, oh, damn. And we got black men bashed like normal. Anything happened to a black woman and she said black men didn't do this or whatever and all this stuff and everything. We're going to get bashed for it. It just is what it is. Then, subsequently, what happens? I throw out a video where she slapped this guy in the face. They said it was a skit and everything like that. But the importance of that video was she said she never did anything to anybody. Mm-hmm. Then we go a little bit further. I drop another video because I'm like, boom, I just got y'all with that one. She says essentially black women are the protectors and the providers of the community. We don't need men. We got us. All right. Then I drop another video that just got rid of the black women who were in support of her, where she said black women essentially get their style from trans women and proceeded to call women cis women. Now, if that's what you preaching and all that stuff, that's cool. I ain't letting that shit fly. I'm not saying nothing like that. If you're a trans woman, I'm gonna call you a trans woman. I can do that part, but all that other stuff and everything like that, calling a natural born woman a cisgender woman, that I'm not doing it. I don't care. And I have a trans cousin, so it is what it is. I'm like one of those white people. I can say the N word because I got black friends. I'm not one of those, but it can make it go that way. Right. When you initially heard about it, Key, we're gonna start with you. Okay. How did you feel?
When I saw her face, I'm like, dang, that's kind of messed up. But I gotta be honest, like, it was something in me that it just wasn't sitting right. I feel like as a woman, like, we get approached a lot. And so if you get approached a lot, you tend to like pick up on different characteristics and energies when guys are approaching you. So like for me, if I go out, even if I'm not interested, I'm not going to be rude. I try my best to be as nice as possible or adapt to the energy that I'm dealing with. Even down to like, because I've had guys to be like, oh, this ain't your number, so I'm going to call you right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's me. They call, I pull off, and I block the number. So honestly speaking, I felt like it was deeper than her just getting hit with a brick. And that's just me being real.
Okay. Your initial response on the surface. Initially,
when I saw her face, I thought that was crazy. I didn't know what happened to her, but because I see everything on Twitter, so like I saw the discourse kind of before I found out what actually happened. And I'll be honest, at first I was just turned off from the story because I feel like it's just every 3 business days, and it could be even quicker than that, but we always get something to enrage us and just like make us more divisive in our community. So when it was, I don't even know if it was a black man that had hit her with the brick, but now this all turns into black women, black person. So like, that just got me so tight, and so I was turned off from it. But from the views that I've been seeing, like, and I respect you, and I really do appreciate you opening with saying what your response would be. You know, should a woman come and offend you and hit you, you know, take up your personal space? And you mentioned how big you were, but I feel like even if a guy was 190 pounds, 150 pounds, his response should be the same when you have a certain level of emotional maturity, right? So I feel like I really don't even know if this is a psyop or if this is like, if this really happened. I do feel bad for Shorty that, you know, she did get hit in the face with a brick. I don't care if you are rude to a nigga. If you tell him that you don't want his number, then you don't want his number, and that's fine. Right. So ridiculous that this happened, but it should never always boil down to us versus black women versus black men. Like, that should not be the topic of conversation. I don't know why we constantly get distracted from what is the actual issue to that. Like, so I try not to even engage in those politics.
Right.
Okay. Then once the full story came out, then did that change anything for you, or it pretty much was the same?
Well, I don't know the full story. Was it a black guy that hit her or a white guy or a mixed?
Uh, it was a black guy, but I kind of have a mixed feeling on that because for me, black is born in America, not like these foreigners and stuff like that. Because the ones I've dealt with, they don't see themselves as black; they see themselves as wherever they're from. But I will say that they're saying that Caribbeans or Caribbeans, they look at themselves as black. So there's that part. I can't confirm or deny that. I haven't dealt with any. I'm from California, so we get Africans.
Oh, well, today's your lucky day because I'm Jamaican.
Well,
Oh, you know.
welcome to the party. No, shit get no, but so there was that part. I heard heavy accents. The thing that kind of like annoyed me is this. We essentially were told that she got hit with a brick, which was 1,000,000% wrong. I don't care. But this other story that came out from the guy that was there, he said she basically eviscerated this dude, was trash talking him and everything like that, and all of this stuff. And yeah, he did pick up a brick, but she started basically taunting him like, hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. Now, once again, and Duty said in the video, I don't condone hitting women, especially not with an object or anything like that. But he said that she kept on saying that, egging him on, and then he hit her with a brick, and then he got up out of there.
Emotional.
Now,
I'm sorry. All I just keep thinking is emotional intelligence, because how often does somebody exchange words and someone just pulls out their piece and then just, what's the difference between a brick and I mean, this time it's a brick, but other times, how many times people just argued and we've seen it escalate in different ways. Like, I don't care what she said to him. That's crazy.
But I don't agree with that though, because I feel like you play silly games, you get silly prizes. Like, okay, we talking about the emotional part about it, but okay, if you're not interested, just keep it moving. Why would you stand there and taunt him? Like, why would you even argue with a dude? Like, that's stupid.
Email, you could flip it. You could, why they argue with each other? Like,
I totally agree. I just feel like it's on both ends though, like, and I feel like a lot of times women, they do things and feel like because they're women they can get away with it. Like, and I have boys, and it's just like I would be sitting here lying if I didn't tell my boys like defend yourself. Like, I literally just had to go to a parent's house the other day because my son didn't hit a girl back because he felt like he couldn't do that, but the girl was literally bullying him. So I feel like it comes.
You're talking about children. We're talking about adults. If a man don't like what a woman is saying to him, then he could keep on walking. He's not subject to be in her space. Neither is she subject to be in his. It looked like they were outside.
But to be fair, when she's bringing up children, she's just talking about a mindset that's culturally passed around. Because I'll be fair, when I was growing up, I was told anybody hit you, hit them back, girl or boy.
And I told my brother that too. My brother's in the next room, and that's why I said emotional maturity, because I was a child when I told my brother that. I'm an adult now, so I could look at my brother and tell him like, you cannot hit a female. But when we were in high school, and he was in a younger grade than me, yeah, I used to tell him like, and then come get me, like, don't let no girl, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the protection of us. That's your nurturing protection as a mother. Like, you don't want your son to be bullied. So me as an older sister, of course, I don't want my brother to be bullied. So we're going to give them that type of advice. But when you pass 18, you're liable to go to jail because of your actions. Then you have to gain control of your actions.
Well, after the age of 15, they go into jail for their actions.
Thank you. You can be charged as an adult and literally the rest of your life because your ego was so hurt that you had to respond in that way. Now, when they find that guy, they're not going to say, it don't matter what she said to him. He's going to face charges.
And
here's the problem. Here's the big problem with that. Instead of getting on the phone and doing it wasn't really a 380. It's more like a 270. Trying to berate the men that were around you, because it looked like people were coming up like they didn't know what happened. Mm-hmm. What you should have been doing was taking a picture of that license plate and doing it that way, because you had to protect yourself. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own protection, your own defense. If a man were to do anything, it would have been in the beforehand. But I'm 1,000,000% sure that if a dude would have stepped in and all that stuff and everything like that, she wouldn't have shut up.
Right.
You get what I mean? She wouldn't have shut the hell up. She would have kept on talking and kept on talking to the point where you just got to let it go. So I don't think that her mindset from everything that she's been putting up on social media, I don't think she even gives a damn about men until it's time she needs a man.
Needs a man. And I totally agree. Looking at her with the feminist crap, you know what I'm saying? And it's no disrespect to anybody like that, but I just feel like those particular women be already having a different mindset, you know what I'm saying? Of I'm gonna throw rocks, but I'm gonna hide my hands. And it's always something against the male or whatever. And they do walk around like they can do and say whatever they want to say and get away with it. And you can't. That's just the reality of it. You can't do that.
Go ahead, Faith. Last words on this.
No, I don't want y'all to think that I don't hear and agree with what y'all saying, because I feel like every human deserves respect. So whether you're a man or woman, no, you can't go around just, violating and disrespecting people. But we can't be so desensitized to violence against anybody, especially women, which is becoming its own genre of violence called femicide. And that's what it leads to, where women are just being killed for being a woman, because maybe they did something that hurt a man's feelings, hurt a man's ego, whether it was rightfully so or not, but then they end up the victim of a crime because they have that vulnerability as a woman. We really, as much as we can want to be equal regarding rights and civil things like that, politics, the physiognomy of our bodies, it says that we're not, the brute strength of a man outweighs the strength of a woman in most cases. I'm not going to say in every case, but in most cases. So it's just wrong. And we should not just find reasons and mitigating factors as to why we should even bail out the person that did this to this lady. Like, she could be batshit crazy, which I've seen some of her videos, and I don't believe in little to none of anything that she says, but I still can't stand with that. Yes.
Okay.